We've got new tag team champions. Cody Rhodes actually stands up and shows that he got some balls. And there was something else that happened. Hold on. Something actually else happened on this show. Just give me a second. Oh, yeah, the Usos got back together. Let's talk about it.
The Rock says, The Rock says.
Before we get into the video, first and foremost, I want to thank all of the new subscribers and welcome you to FPW, the Flash Pro Wrestling Show. I am your host, Chris Flash, and here we talk pro wrestling. Thank you guys for joining us. Our subscriber count, the engagement has absolutely exploded this past week, and I can't be more thankful. So if you are new here, leave down in the comments who you are, where you're from, a little bit about yourself. Let us know, so we can get to know you. We're big on community here. We're big on engagement. I want to grow and grow. And you guys are helping me get to that point so much faster than I could have ever expected. So let's keep the train going. Thank you guys again. Now, that's how you do a 2-hour wrestling program. Raw, take notes. Smackdown was phenomenal this week, and let's get directly into it. So we start the show off with Randy Orton coming down, and he's confronting Triple H about how he feels that he and the rest of the higher-ups in WWE are protecting Kevin Owens from him. Triple H come down, and he says, no, I'm not protecting Kevin Owens from you. I'm protecting you. You just got off the shelf. You were done. You were literally, for all case and purposes, retired. Steel rods in your spine. Doctors told you could never wrestle again, yet here you are. But this Kevin Owens is different, which makes me feel like they're going to be, doing a soft revamp of his character as a heel. This Kevin Owens is different. This Kevin Owens has an emotional charge, some emotional motivation. In his mind, he feels that you were the only two guys that he's ever trusted in the WWE. Normally, it's all about business, and he'll befriend you just as long as he can get from point A to point B, and when it's time to get you out of his way, he has no problem doing that. But you guys, you and Cody, he trusted. And in his mind, you broke that trust. One, when Cody decided that he was going to go team with Roman Reigns, and Randy, when you decided to choose Cody over him. So this Kevin Owens we've never seen an emotionally drawn Kevin Owens before. So what does that look like? I'm intrigued to see how that changes the stories that Kevin Owens can tell. And so Randy is like, listen, I hear all that, but I didn't call Paul Levesque down here. I didn't call the COO, the business guy, the suit, the one that has to be responsible and all this. I called Triple H down to the ring. I wanted the cerebral assassin. I wanted the king of kings. I wanted the guy that came down with a leather jacket and a sledgehammer to my house, threw me out of my window and beat the hell out of me in my front lawn. That's the Triple H that I want, because he knows that this ain't how we settle business. He knows that when there's an issue between two guys and egos this big, we settle it in the middle of the ring. And this, first of all, Randy was cooking in this promo, cooking, and Triple H had to back up. He was like, well, you know what, you kind of got a point, but he also knows that if I don't do this. If I don't do it this way, it's going to be so much worse in the end if I don't make this match. So he's sitting there and he's like, all right. He listens to the crowd. The crowd's like, let him fight. So he's like, well, I hope you guys know what you're asking for. And he makes the match. So Crown Jewel, we are getting Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. Now, I know Crown Jewel is typically not the most exciting show in the sense of the evolution of storylines and whatnot. It really doesn't matter. It's a glorified house show. But this card is kind of starting to stack up. So I'm not going to lie. I'm going to tune in this year. Next up, we got Andrade taking on Carmelo Hayes for their Game 7 match. Now, everyone knows I am a huge fan of Carmelo Hayes here. So anytime he can get some TV time and expand his character in front of a live audience, I am with it. And he did not disappoint. Neither one of these guys did. I kind of wish the crowd was a little bit more into the characters the way they are into what they can do in the ring. But hey, that takes time. You're going to continue to build that. So this match was special guest referee by LA Knight, because the whole shtick was whoever wins this match gets a #1 contender shot at LA Knight for the U.S. Championship. And to be honest, I haven't really been a fan of LA Knight's title run as of late, but I didn't really expect it to be anything more than what it has been. You know, like him and Cody Rhodes are very similar in it's their chase for the championship that made it so grand. And once they got it, once that moment was over, it was kind of like, okay, now what? You know, we still like you. We're still going to cheer with you. We still enjoy you as a character. But as far as your championship run, it kind of felt lackluster. I mean, yeah, the championship is on TV again, but I don't know. It doesn't feel as exciting as maybe we thought it should be. Maybe it could just be me. I don't know. And so, again, this match was pretty much what they've done the last 6 matches. Great wrestling, great. The two competitors are super good at what they do. The ending, though, is what sucked to me. Andrade gets in LA Knight's face, and LA Knight hits him with a BFT. And then for whatever reason, he hits Carmelo Hayes with a BFT, goes out, hits to the timekeeper's area, rings the bell, grabs his belt, and says, well, I'm the winner of this match because both of you are stooges, and leaves. Okay, so that sets up a triple threat match for the U.S. Championship, I believe at Crown Jewel, between all those 3 men. Hopefully we get a definitive winner of all of this. I don't know, now that the Game 7 ended in no contest, I don't know what the purpose of all this is anymore. Are we getting ready to change champions? Are we actually going to get Carmelo Hayes be United States champion? If so, that was a Braun Breaker-esque rise to championship stardom. And what does that leave Ilya Dragunov in all of this? Just a side note, you know, what does that leave him? Because he hasn't been on TV I think he's hurt. He hasn't been on TV that much, and you know he's fought for championship. I believe he fought. Did he fight somebody for a championship? Maybe he didn't. Maybe I just want him to. Hopefully we get Ilya Dragunov with some championship gold around his waist soon. But yeah, if Carmelo was to win the United States Championship this fast, I'm happy. But wow, impressive. So next, we have the Crown Jewel Championship face-to-face segment with Cody Rhodes and Gunther. Cody Rhodes comes out, and he's doing his whole entrance. He does the first initial whoa. He greets the crowd, shaking hands, signing signs, kissing babies, you know, the whole spiel. Then he gets up on the turnbuckle for the second whoa, and Gunther interrupts him. I don't think we've ever seen anyone interrupt a whoa before. So this caught me by surprise. Gunther comes out, and during the promo, he's like, you know, you should have never, you know, brought your family into this. Everything you've been doing has just been driven off of family. Everything I do is strictly built off being the best. And Cody's like, okay, first of all, don't you ever take the whoa away from the crowd. So he just randomly does a whoa with the entire crowd. Cody is so good at being a babyface and bringing things back on track for himself. The guy's good. And so they go around and they're talking about having guts. And Cody's like, you want to talk about guts when making the choice to leave. He didn't say this, but he's paraphrasing. I made the choice to leave. I bet on myself and went around the world and made a name for myself. And then I went and I started another company that is now the biggest competition to the WWE. That was me. I did that. So to have the guts to do that, all I am is guts. And having the guts to stop this civil conversation and throw the first strike is showing guts also. He drops the mic and he lays out Gunther. I don't think we've ever seen Cody throw the first strike and be like, nah, shit ain't sweet. I'll do this. We finna run, you finna get this fade. And this edge of Cody, I haven't seen since New Japan. So finally they're starting to give Cody a little bit of edge, a little bit of, because I mean, obviously he watches the show, right? He watches FPW. So he's been hearing how I've been talking about how he needs to step it up and get some edge and have some oomph behind him. And everything shouldn't be so clean and polished and politician-y. And I get you're a good baby face, but give me something. Cody, I see you, big dog. Salute, man. Listen, I see what you're doing. I know you don't have time to comment on my videos and all that stuff, but and subscribe. But I know you be watching, bro. I see you. You know, respect to you, man. But yeah, so he's stomping out Gunther in the corner. Of course, Ludwig Kaiser comes out, and they lay out Cody completely. And then Randy comes out. He comes out and runs off Imperium, and he grabs the WWE Championship, briefly looks at it, and then hands it over to Cody. So this tells me that we are definitely getting Randy and Cody at some point. Hopefully soon. We need as much as we can to distract Cody from the Bloodline stuff, especially considering it's all happening on his show. It would be different if Cody was on Raw, but Cody is on SmackDown. So everything Bloodline related is right there in front of him. So keeping him away from it, it's going to be a task. Definitely going to be a task. But hopefully they have enough things lined up to where we don't have to worry about it, at least until The Rock comes back full time. Next, we got the finals of the WWE Tag Team Championship Tournament. Motor City Machine Guns taking on DIY. Now, if you are a fan of the old black and gold era of NXT, just think for a second with me. Imagine Motor City Machine Guns versus DIY at an NXT takeover. When I tell you, dude, that match would probably steal the show. These guys are so evenly matched, they mirror each other. And Motor City Machine Guns have been in this thing for 20 years. They've gone all around the world and won tag team gold in every single company they've been in. They are arguably one of the best tag teams in the world today, if not one of the best ever. They kind of remind me. I would love to see them take on the Young Bucks. Obviously that won't happen now, but I would love to see them in this time take on the Young Bucks and what type of dynamic, what type of story they would tell there. But for this match, again, it was back and forth. These guys are insanely good. How they were able to tit for tat each other. And this is exactly what we need to see from Ciampa and Gargano. I was never a fan of them reuniting DIY, but it's kind of like this would be the easiest way for us to introduce Gargano and Ciampa to the main roster crowd from those people who really didn't watch NXT during the time of the Blackheart, Ciampa, and Gargano storyline. So they kind of teased that when Gargano accidentally kicks Ciampa off the apron, and this inevitably leads to Motor City Machine Guns picking up the win and winning a #1 contendership for the tag team titles. So Ciampa goes and he finds the photo of Gargano kicking him off of the apron. He posted to his Instagram. Just saying, I think we got a Gargano and Ciampa feud in our future, but I hope that it has the legs that it had in NXT. I always get kind of worried when you reignite certain feuds from the past, especially NXT, and you bring it to the main roster, because can it translate to a huge stadium like that? It did great at the Barclays Center, so we know that it definitely can, but how do you tell their story? At that time, Gargano and Ciampa were the main event guys. They're not main event guys on the main roster. So is it going to have the amount of time to get people to care in the way that I believe that it deserves? So I don't know. I'm looking forward to it, though. I've been wanting to see them tussle it up again in a good storyline for a long time, especially considering the way that theirs ended wasn't the best in the world in a cinematic match, and that what we didn't need that. They deserve much more than that. Ciampa couldn't finish it the first time because he got hurt and had to relinquish the championship. And then the second time it was COVID. So we need a definitive end to the Gargano Ciampa story, one-on-one. I don't know where you do it at, but we got to see it. So, Motor City, like I said, Motor City Machine Guns are the #1 contenders for the Bloodline's Tag Team Championships. And out comes the Bloodline to square off with them in the ring. Solo comes down, and he's telling Brooklyn to shut their mouth. And if you don't tell New York to shut up, that just is not going to happen. And so he's like, listen, welcome to WWE. It's nice of you, to come here and try to make an impact for yourself. Wink. And he's like, listen, let's go ahead and do this thing now. Let's get it out the way. We don't have time to dilly and dally and wait on you guys to decide when you want. Let's do it right now. Nick Aldis somehow gets in the ring. I don't know where he came from. And he's like, okay, listen, you don't make the rules here. You don't make the matches. I do. So I'm going to decide when Alex Shelley then interrupts Nick. It's like, no. We've been doing this for 20 years. Those championships are the one thing that we need to cement our legacy in the world of pro wrestling. And we're not passing it up. So if you want to do this right now tonight, then let's do it. Here we go. And so we got the tag team championship match. Now, God showcased who they were in this match. They had a great baby face to work with in the Machine Guns. I think it's something we've been needing from them because they haven't felt like themselves, or at least they haven't felt like their version of them from New Japan, which is the ones we were all used to. And what I liked about this match is neither one of them had to hide behind the other. In some of their other matches, it kind of feels like, Tama Tonga was taking the brunt of everything because he was the best guy, the best one out of the two. But both of them had their moment to shine. That is until Solo's jumped up on the apron, and then Jimmy came out to interrupt that. He takes out Solo, he super kicks Jacob, and then Solo takes him out. And of course, Roman Reigns' music hit. First of all, Roman, you got to stop waiting 30 seconds before you come out during a run-in. Your music, the beginning of your music has 30 seconds before the beat drops. Why are the heels forced to stop what they're doing and stare at the entranceway for 30 seconds? Bro, just come on out. Because really, if you got a smart heel, the whole time the music playing, I'm still beating the brakes off your cousin. So when you come out, the numbers game is going to be against you because he ain't getting up. And so Roman comes out. He Superman punches Jacob. And then we got Jacob and Solo going up against Roman and Jimmy. So they're fighting and they go on to the back. And so we got the match still. They kind of this match kind of reminded me of a Bloodlines rules match, to be honest. And so at this point, the Tongans get chairs. They're ready to do what they got to do. After a ref bump, the ref goes down. And then out comes, the Tongans grab chairs. And then Jey Uso comes out from the crowd. He then lays out Tanga Loa, gets in the ring, lays out Tama Tonga with the steel chair. This sets up Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin to hit Guns N' Roses. 1, 2, 3. We got new tag team champions. After, 2 weeks and 3 matches, Motor City Machine Guns are already at the top of the WWE tag team division. Wow. I'm impressed. And I've said this before. If they put pyro in your entrance, they're investing in you. I don't mean the sound of pyro. I mean actual pyro. They are investing in you. So, hey, I'm excited to see what they can do with the tag team division and what heels you're gonna put them up against. I don't care to see Motor City Machine Guns versus A-Town Down Under. And now that I've said it, I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen. But I really don't want to. So hopefully we can build and develop some heels to have some really good, solid matches during their tag team reign. Now, of course, the show had to end with the Bloodline doing some stuff. So Jay is still in the ring after the Machine Guns leave, and he's pacing back and forth. The crowd's going crazy. Jimmy comes out. Jimmy gets in the ring. He looks at Jay. He's like, "Listen, are we doing this? Are you down with us again?" And they embrace, and the crowd goes crazy. The crowd loses their minds. I kind of feel like it was rushed, to be honest. There hasn't been enough storyline for my liking. There hasn't been enough storyline beats and drama in order to make this feel like a reuniting that mattered. Because if you remember last year, when all this was going on, when Jay left and then he came back and chose Jimmy over Sammy, that was drama. We didn't see Jay for like 2 weeks. He was just gone. And he would just show up in other places. And so that was dope. And I wish they would have brought something like that this year to this story. It just kind of feels rushed. I won't get deep into that. I'm gonna make a separate video about that. But yeah, it just kind of felt rushed. But for this moment, standalone, it was great. The Usos are back. What was interesting is Roman is standing on the apron. Standing on the entranceway, looking in the ring, and you can tell there was some relief, but a little bit of conflict in his eyes. Like, okay, so you're back, but we still not straight. So how are we gonna fix this? And let's keep in mind, Roman ain't apologized for nothing. He ain't apologized for nothing he done did. But again, that's a separate video. I'm gonna get deep into detail about that. So bear with me, it's coming. But yeah, I'm interested to see, what's going on. And a little bit of a spoiler. They did tape Smackdown this past week for next week. So they did have a in-ring segment of the OG Bloodline getting back together. The Usos and Roman are officially back together. There was no Paul Heyman, and apparently there is going to be a 6-man match at Crown Jewel. I don't know which iteration of the new Bloodline is going to face them, but it will be Solo. I'm going to imagine Solo and the Tongans taking on Roman and the Usos, which, for my money, I'm kind of excited to see how they're going to pull this all together. But that's the show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. First of all, like I said, SmackDown was an absolute banger this week. This is how you do a 2-hour wrestling program. And again, guys, thank you for the new subscribers. If you are new here, please leave down in the comments who you are, where you're from. Give us a little bit about yourself, just how we used to do in school. Let us know who you are, man. Like I said, we're trying to build a community, and we are big on engagement. Let me know what you guys want to see in the future. Got a lot of ideas coming down the pipeline, but I'm nothing without y'all. So y'all tell me what y'all want to see. I do have, like I said, that video talking about Roman and the Bloodline, a part 2 coming out for that. And the Crown Jewel prediction episode will be coming out, should be coming out sometime this week. Halloween Havoc is tonight at the time of filming on Sunday. It is tonight, so I hope you guys enjoy that. And come back here again for some more wrestling content. Thank you guys for watching. As always, be blessed, be kind, be safe. Peace.
The Rock says,